What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here is JamiroFan2000 with another episode of the Jamiroquai Minute. All the latest Jamiroquai news, and it looks like JK just did a brand new interview with Legacy of Music with some amazing new tidbits within that interview. So let's get into more news about that. In Jamiroquai band member interview news, I had to record a Jamiroquai Minute to note a very awesome interview that just recently came out of the Dutch website called Legacy of Music. Well, they just sat down with JK with JK of Jamiroquai for a rather engrossing, nearly 4-page interview with JK reflecting back on how music has evolved, how 25 years of traveling out, moving, even giving a hint on where Jamiroquai could musically be going into the near future. The interview is absolutely awesome and has some amazing tidbits of JK looking back at the production, the composition, and the writing of this groundbreaking album for Jamiroquai, which, of course, is celebrating its 25th anniversary here in the year of 2021. Of course, I'm talking about Traveling Out Moving. JK does a lot of retrospective looking back in that time, but there are some amazing little bits of information here or there that's kind of hinting on where JK or Jamiroquai could be musically going into the future. Most notably on the last question about what the future, what we should, and the question posed by the fine folks at Legacy of Music, what does the near future see for Jamiroquai? In JK's response, he notes that the Corona crisis has really put a wrench in the woodworks for a lot of him and all of what his plans and what he wanted to do, but that did not mean he did not stay away from the studio, and it was very exciting to see that JK is contemplating possibly recording a very special live-sounding jazz funk record. Now, he didn't go into detail whether this would be a solo project or potentially the next Jamiroquai project, but it's very exciting to see from the perpetual Buffalo Man's mouth where Jamiroquai could be going musically into the near future. And JK did note that this year in December he will be celebrating his 52nd birthday, and he wants to go back on tour again. So hopefully, with the current state of the COVID pandemic and what's happening in the world, and live music slowly making its way back into the imagination of current man, hopefully we're going to see Jamiroquai touring again, and it would be so awesome to see if JK does maybe a solo album with some guest appearances from either current band members or past band members of him working on this brand new album. But if you'd like to read this interview for yourself, the interview, of course, is in the Dutch language, but I did do a translation and put it up on both the subreddits of the online Jamily. Of course, that's r Jamiroquai and r the Reddit Jamily. So if you'd like to check out this great in-depth interview with JK of Jamiroquai from Legacy of Music, translated into English, I'll be sure to put a link to that post from the Reddit Jamily subreddit with the English translation of the full interview for you to read in your own time in the description of this video down below. So be sure to read this interview and enjoy it, and exciting times. Let's hope some of the stuff that JK talks about in this interview actually happens and comes to fruition from 2020 into 2022 into the near distant future of Jamiroquai. But as always, this is JamiroFan2000, and I'll see you really soon with another Jamiroquai Minute. Bye-bye, everybody, and happy holidays.